There can only be one winner, and you're looking at him. Let's go.
Finally, the Ancient Gear Structure deck is here. Now, before I start the video, what do new Ancient Gears do? Yep, that pretty much sums up what they do. Now, is this tier 0? It plays like a tier 0 deck while no one knows how to play against the deck. My belief with most tier 0 decks is they can only be tier 0 for a short amount of time until the rest of the meta catches up and figures out how to play against that deck. So I don't know how long for, but at the current moment, this deck definitely plays like a tier 0 deck. This is the deck you will get the easiest win streaks than any other deck. By the end of this video, though, you're going to know how to play with and against this deck, so it will definitely not be a tier 0 deck when you are playing against it. Ultimately, how powerful this deck is will be determined by the Meta Championship Series happening February 9th, 1 p.m. EST, which has given away over $34,000 as the best players around the world play for thousands of dollars, including players playing from Japan. Happening live at twitch.tv/duellinksmeta. This is the deck list that I easily and very quickly went 10-0 with. Now, before you freak out by seeing Kaiba Court Bling, you do not need Kaiba Court Bling. I not only went 10-0 with this deck, I then quickly went 5-0 with a different version of this deck, which I'll show you also. The absolute core of this deck is Gear Town. The main effect you want to know about Gear Town is when it is destroyed, you get to special summon an Ancient Gear Reactor from your hand, grave, or deck. Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon 3000 attack, 3000 defense. When this card declares an attack, your opponent cannot activate spells or traps and cannot activate monster effects. Also, at the end of the damage step, you could destroy one spell or trap on the field. That means no Wall of D, no Sphere Creepo on attack, but unlike Armades prevents face-up spell and traps from activating like Onslaught. Reactor Dragon will not prevent the activation of Onslaught, banishing your Reactor Dragon. Now, when you destroy a card, you are destroying a card at the end of the damage step, so they cannot even chain whatever that card is. Even better, you destroy your own Gear Town again and summon another Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon from your deck, grave, or hand. This destruction effect also activates while in the graveyard. That means you could suicide with a 3000 attack Maximus, and then you will still activate its effect to destroy any card on the field. Now let's talk about Gear Town's main weakness. Its main weakness is it misses the timing. That means it being destroyed needs to be the last thing that happened, or it misses the timing. That means if destroyed on Chainlink 2 or higher, you will not get its effect. The main way we are triggering our field spell to be destroyed is through cards like Double Cyclone and Unending Nightmare. Now, great news for all of you, the deck comes with Double Cyclone in the structure deck, and also comes with Pathfinder. Two great reprints for this deck. Double Cyclone target one spell/trap you control and one spell/trap your opponent controls, destroy them. It is so important you do not chain this to anything. So for example, you're playing against Ultra Athletes, they play UA Stadium, you want to turn your toggle to on, pass on the chain, and then after it resolves, then you want to activate Double Cyclone to destroy their stadium and your Gear Town, then you will summon Reactor Dragon. If you do it any other way, you will miss the timing. Unending Nightmare is a great card to destroy your Gear Town. Unending Nightmare, you pay 1000 life, target a face-up spell and trap anywhere on the field, and then destroy it. This is amazing in the mirror match. If they activate Gear Town, you want to chain Unending Nightmare as Chainlink 2, and then they will miss the timing on their Gear Town. This also triggers our skill Kaiba Court Bling. Kaiba Court Bling, for every 1000 life we lose, we can add a Gear Town in our draw phase because our Gear Towns are glossy. Now, to search for Gear Town to make this even more consistent, we are playing Planet Pathfinder. Tribute, add a field spell. Now, on top of Gear Town, we have Ancient Gear Fortress. This is a continuous spell and it does not miss the timing, but it only summons Reactor Dragon from your hand or graveyard. To make this more consistent, we have Ancient Gear Wyvern. Ancient Gear Wyvern on summon will search for Fortress or your Reactor. Now, while Ancient Gear Fortress is face up on the field and you summon a Reactor Reactor Dragon, your Reactor Dragon cannot be targeted by effects or be destroyed by effects for the turn it's summoned. Ancient Gear Wyvern also, in addition to searching your Ancient Gear cards, on attack, your opponent cannot activate monster effects. To finish it up, we are playing enemy controller as we have no other out to a monster bigger than 3,000 attack. And then I want to add at the end, because I didn't want to confuse you earlier, Gear Town does have the second effect where you could tribute your Ancient Gears for one less tribute, which means if for some reason your Ancient Gear Wyvern survives for a turn, maybe you had an enemy controller with it and you have a reactor in your hand, you could tribute summon your Wyvern for your reactor. And if you tribute your Wyvern for reactor, reactor gains a second effect where it deals piercing damage. This is the deck list I went 10-0 with very early into the season, so it is against other players who have been King of Games or Legend rank. But then right after going 10-0 with this deck list, I went 5-0 with my beatdown deck list. Instead of using enemy controllers, because now I have beatdown, I am playing twisters. Pay 500, target a face-up spell and trap, destroy that target. To avoid making this video too long, I will show you my 5-0 with this deck in another video, including I will also show you a free-to-play way to play this deck after purchasing the structure deck, which will require no super rare nor ultra rare cards from any box set. So if you're missing out on twisters and unending nightmares, do not worry. Now over in the Duel Links Meta Discord in the Ancient Gears channel, we were compiling a list of all cards that could help destroy Gear Town and Fortress reasonably on turn 1 to 2. And this is the list we built up so far. So if you're missing any cards from my deck for triggering the field spell, just take a quick screenshot of this. Some of the top cards not listed here that are great for destroying your field spell or fortress are Galaxy Cyclone, you set your field spell, destroy it. You have Typhoon, Magical Hats, you target a monster you control in the battle phase, you shuffle 2 field spells onto the field with your monster face down, and then you get to summon 2 reactors within that battle phase, whether they attack into it or not. You also have Breaker the Magical Warrior, you can break your own field spell, and Green Kappa. With a set field spell and your opponent has another set card, you get to destroy their card and your field spell. It acts just like a double Cyclone. And a good free-to-play alternative is Dispel. Dispel your field spell or fortress to summon your reactor. Be careful if you use Storm. Storm will cause your Gear Town to miss the timing only if your opponent controls a back row card to destroy. So if they have no back row, you could activate Storm and your Gear Town will not miss its timing. But with Fortress, your Fortress will never miss its timing. Now I'm going to quickly show you the 10 wins in a row as I quickly give you tips on how to play this deck and how to play against it. I honestly do not know the best way to show you 10 duel wins in a row, so I'm going to try out this idea where I'm going to play the duel very quickly and just pause for my commentary. I did not record the first win, so we're going to start with the second win as we cue right into it. All right, second duel. Now at this hand, we have pretty much 3 field spells. We're going to just use Pathfinder to block our life and just set up with Gear Town and double Cyclone. Now we see it is the mirror match. If I had 2 double Cyclones, what I would do here, or in his end phase, I would double Cyclone my field spell, then chain a double Cyclone onto my double Cyclone and onto his field spell, making his field spell be destroyed on chain link 2 or higher, while my field spell is destroyed on chain link 1, causing him to miss the timing. But we need our double Cyclone to trigger our own field spell, so we're not going to do any crazy tricks here. All right, end phase, let's trigger our field spell, pop his back row, goodbye Canadia. Here comes Reactor Dragon. Got Wyvern, search for Fortress. Flips up a mirror wall early. Now we really can't do much about that mirror wall, we just have to wait until it goes away. Our reactor cannot swing through the mirror wall. Pays for the wall, so unfortunately we are stalled out another turn. Ancient Gear Golem. Just gotta stall it out. Summon Wyvern just to protect our life in case something crazy happens. Don't want to encourage him to swing into our reactor. Finally, with no mirror wall, we can make some plays. Unending Nightmare, very good for the mirror match. Gonna go to battle phase. Here comes the pulse mines. Once again, we have to wait another turn. Now, unfortunately, he's at 3,300 attack. Now, to prevent that, I'm gonna use Unending Nightmare to take out the castle to remove the attack boost. Here, we can start making big plays. We're gonna use Reactor to suicide into his golem, then activate our effect to destroy our own gear town. After destroying our own gear town, we're gonna summon our Reactor back from the grave, back onto the field, swing over the monster again, destroy our fortress, activate fortress to summon Reactor from the hand, 3k to the face. Very nice. We have Unending with field spells and an enemy controller. End phase, Unending. And this would trigger our Kyber Court Bling if we wanted to search for another gear town, which we don't need to because we already have a gear town. But we draw into a Reactor, which is a very bad top deck. That's okay though. Gonna trigger our gear town through our Reactor effect, swing into a Yaksha. Yaksha's effect cannot activate. Reactor is going to destroy Gear Town. Gear Town is going to summon Reactor from the hand, 3k to the face. Econ takes our Reactor. Thankfully, we have an Econ to prevent this suicide. Easy win. Can't use Fear Creepo. Can't use any monster nor traps. All right, playing against a grid deck, we're going to use Pathfinder, search for the field spell plus Unending with double Cyclone and Econs. We are completely set up and ready for almost anything. Now, I had my toggle off because I was lazy and distracted by something else, but if I was paying attention with my toggle on, I would have Unending Nightmare in his end phase, destroy our field spell, search for another gear town through Kyber Court Bling, then double Cyclone his back row to summon a Reactor. But perfectly fine, I'm just going to use it all right now. Gear town effect, here comes Reactor. And it's a Kokamiru deck with grit, so we have to be very careful about that. Now, right there, I did have the choice. If I wanted to, I could have flipped up Unending, and I could have used Unending to destroy itself and search for a Gear Town, because we already have a Reactor on the field, and Reactor on the field could trigger the Gear Town by attacking into the face down, but we top deck into a Pathfinder and get to keep our Unending Nightmare. Gonna use Reactor to trigger the Gear Town. Do not need to use Unending. Beautiful. 3k to the face. That's it. That's the scoop. We could have Econ taken if we needed. Did not need it. All right, we are playing against you, Mad. We have no way to trigger our field spell right now, but we do have Econ to stall. Beautiful. We have Unending Nightmare to trigger all of our field and our continuous spells. Now, I choose to use Unending in his draw phase to pop the field spell to summon a Reactor, because with Fortress on the field, my Reactor is completely protected from card effects. Cannot be targeted, cannot be destroyed. I just want to summon it early in case anything crazy happens. Just get it out of the way. Snowman Eater flips up, cannot target our monster due to Fortress, is forced to destroy himself. Great play. Oof. Kyber Court Bling, search for Gear Town. It's over. Pop his back row, Unending our field spell, summon from the hand, scoop. Ooh, Yubel deck. We have destruction cards for the field spell. We have Econ Take. Can't you activate monster effects? All right, Pathfinder, field spell, destroy the back row. Here comes Reactor. Treacherous, destroyed. Now I decide to use my end phase effect, Unending Nightmare, to destroy itself so I could search another Gear Town to ensure my victory. Kaiba Court Bling, search for Gear Town, play it, swing, easy scoop. Now it's very important with Wyvern, make sure you set your cards before summoning, because if you summon and activate its effect, you cannot set cards afterward. That is part of its effect. Very important. Notice how I turn my toggle to on. I pass. Now you want to activate your double Cyclone to destroy the field spell. If you did not turn your toggle on and pass, you would cause your field spell to miss the timing. Big misplay. This is how you do it. Destroy the UA Stadium. Here comes Reactor Dragon. Wow, passed. Top deck of Gear Town, so we don't even have to summon our Pathfinder. Swing in for 3k, activate Reactor, destroy our Gear Town, summon a Reactor onto the field. This is being summoned in the damage step. So we have Fortress right now. Fortress is protecting our newly summoned Reactor from being targeted by card effects, but if we did not have our Fortress and we summoned our monster in the damage step, he would still not be able to use Canadia within this window, and we would have priority to just attack directly before he could even use Canadia. Crazy. All right, field spell unending. Perfect. Perfect. With Kaiba Court Bling, we will search more field spells. UA Stadium. We decide to wait this time. Gonna wait till he commits. Chain unending. Pop it. He's going to return to the hand for a slugger. Now in the battle phase, we're going to activate unending and trigger our Gear Town to summon a Reactor. Kaiba Court Bling. Search for our Gear Town. Play it. All right, swing in, take out the slugger, pop our Gear Town. Here comes Reactor Dragon. Goodbye to your back row. Can't floodgate in the damage step. Can't do it. Easy win once again. This deck just dominates incredibly hard and is so consistent. Okay, Pathfinder, search for field spell. We also have Wyvern, search for Fortress or Reactor. We have Unendings. We've got Econ for backup. We are well on our way to an easy victory. We have Kaiba Court Bling to be activated. Ooh, Wildheart with a boosted up Mage Power. Now in the battle phase, we're going to pop our Gear Town, summon. Now, I had a feeling we could outplay this guy, or at least hope so. So I'm going to summon my guy into attack position, and you know, maybe he'll attack into me. No way, right? I mean, that'd be too good. He swings in. Unending, pop the Mage Power. Now he's forced to commit. Uses his Canadia to flip down our Reactor. Takes 15 for free. Kaiba Court Bling, search for the field spell, play it. Easy win from here. Swing over Wildheart, pop the Gear Town. That's it. Econ Take so I can play Fortress to protect the newly summoned Reactor. If needed, not needed, of course. And a little bit of BM. We're going to pop our field spell anyway. Summon Reactor on our final swing for lethal. Scoop! All right, beautiful hand, showing how consistent this deck is by showing you 10 duels in a row. Now, I decided in the draw phase right away to pop our field spell to summon to be protected by the fortress. This is not always the best play to do. He activated his Gear Town. We're going to chain our Unending to pop it. Double Cyclone. Still, you're going to miss the timing. Pops our fortress, though. Got any plays, buddy? Nope, no plays. We already have Gear Town, so we do not use Kybercore Bling. Easy scoop, swing over, pop the field spell, summon another reactor, swing for game. And that is it. 10 duels in a row with Ancient Gears. This deck is ridiculously consistent. I then later pushed towards Legend and was messing with some other ideas and other decks. I hopped back onto Ancient Gears with Beatdown, not playing Kybercore Bling, and then I went 5 duel wins in a row, which I also recorded. But this video is already way too long, so you'll see that in another video. 5 duel wins in a row at Legend with Beatdown, Ancient Gears. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you appreciated seeing 10 duels in a row just to show the consistency. I didn't want you guys to feel like you were being manipulated on anything. Thank you for watching. I'm out.